change your grind. You see that high schooler over there getting pushed around? This looks like a job for Cool Patrol. Hey kid, you're getting picked on in school. The other boys, they say you just ain't cool. Well, that's bullshit. We're gonna teach you the rules. Those motherfuckers ain't gonna bother you no more. We are the bad boys from the tough side of town. We are the Cool Patrol. We'll turn your life around. Those bullies, their ass is done for now. We're gonna show you how. So fucking listen, you're first. You put your hands in the air and you jump off the ground, and then you take that funky butt and you shake it all around, and lightly jog in place and then crank it up to a prance. This is the Cool Patrol dance. Now put your hands in your pockets and take them right back out. Then spin around in a circle and make an animal sound. Then glide into the sprinkler like you're gonna water the plants. This is the Cool Patrol dance. You get all that, kid?
That wasn't actually very helpful. That was just like an instructional dance.
Hell yeah. Motherfucking bullies better watch their ass. You're sending all them shits a message. There's a new king in class. When they see you, they're gonna freak out and piss their pants. They are your bitches. They are your bitches because you put your hands in the air and then stick out your rear end. And then you wiggle it real hard and you hug your closest friend. And then you wildly remove your clothes and tear away pants. This is the Cool Patrol dance. Now rub the peanut butter on you from your head to your feet, and cover up your nudity with different cheeses and meats, and slap a camel because this could be your only chance. This is the Cool Patrol dance. Cool break. All right. This is cool. Excuse me. Hey, I have an idea. Let's kick it. You put your hands in the air and grab a bird from the sky and eat it whole so that you may absorb its power of flight. Now you can also dive from fish because your vision's enhanced. This is the Cool Patrol dance. You're basically a superhero now, so throw some cars and rub your magnum thighs together and set fire to Mars. Now harness all your sexy fury in a victory stance. This is the Cool Patrol dance. Your training is complete. Now go show those fuckers who's boss.
Okay. Hey guys, listen up. You put your hands in.
Oh God. Oh, he might actually be dead.
Hello, 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 and welcome to episode 26 of the Dark Live Podcast. It's me, DarkFox47. Along with me, as always, Live to Win.
Yep, it's me. Welcome. Thank you guys for stopping by. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, we always have fun. Well, at least we try to. We always try to have fun. So I'd like to point out the quick editing of where I'd questioned, like Liv's already added out all the stuff that was like, oh, I don't think we can have the Twitch stuff. But then I realized I never actually did that. So now you can see all the rough editing on the where I just used black squares to cover up the logo. I changed Liv's thing because he had that written on it then. I just used the text box and a black square. And then I changed the podcast logo. It's patched together. But hey, it's up to date. Or I guess, not really. It's not really up to date. It's just it's there.
And why did you not use the ones I sent?
Did you send new ones?
Like, how many months ago?
You probably did. Let me scroll. You probably did send me them, and I totally...
However, I did notice I misspelled... Well, I mean, We could say it was a.
You
food
did
cast.
send me updated stuff. Oh yeah, back in, that was 2 months ago. You sent me that. Ooh, yeah, you're right. Here's the new
Yeah.
overlays for podcast. If you
And
like,
you
that's
commented on it, so I thought you knew. Because I was going to send it to you, say, like, hey, what do you think? And then you were like, yeah, it's good. And you even said that, yeah, that one overlay with the
I,
sunglasses, we need to do something with that.
I'm reading through it. Yep. Fuck's sake. You know,
Yeah, so I thought you knew.
you know. Shut up, okay?
However, I
Uh.
do need to send the updated version with the correct spelling. Unless we do want to call it a podcast.
Wait, is it misspelled? And I gotta scroll all the way back up. What it is? Is it really?
No one pointed it out to me, so I had to find it out by myself.
Pocast. Yes, the
Yeah.
the Pocast. The Dark Live Pocast.
Podcast.
Pocast.
We're now the Dark Live Podcast.
Podcast. Oh God. So so what's been going on with you recently, stream-wise and such? Like, oh God.
Man, well, coming down off of Persona, I finally was able to start up and get through whatchamacallit, what is it, Danganronpa. And I don't think I could talk about that game without talking about psychology, so I think I'll hold off on talking about that. But that was interesting. That I had a whole another thing happen, but maybe I'll talk about it next podcast. Maybe I don't know, because it's just one of those things.
So what's
Also,
Danganronpa? What did you say it was? That Danganronpa? You said?
yeah,
Never heard of it.
Danganronpa. Danganronpa is a visual novel. It was a game that I was playing before Persona, but when Persona happened, I stopped everything cold and went right into playing Persona 4.
Right.
And because Danganronpa, it's actually, I discovered this recently. Someone came by my channel and said, hey, did you know that this is an anime? Had no idea. So I brought it up whenever we had the last time we had JoJo, and
That was a while ago.
Basically what it was is we're at a school, and apparently only the elites of the elites go to this school, and pretty much you discover that the school is fight to the death, and you apparently have to survive, and the only way to get out is you have to kill somebody, and if you are caught, you are tried for the murder. If people find you innocent, then everyone else dies, and the killer is let go and gets to graduate and leave the school. However, if they are found guilty, they are executed, and then rinse repeat until there's only one standing, I could only assume. And it's something else. It really is. And I just had like a big cliffhanger happen. Well, not really a cliffhanger, more of a like a something really big kind of happened, that a twist, I guess you could say. And it was interesting. But again, I don't think I could talk about that without talking about a little bit about psychology, and I think that would kind of drag on. So I think I'll rather pass and just hold off until next stream, maybe. I don't know. But it's just really, really interesting. And I didn't see it coming. 100%. I didn't see it coming. And I think the whole reason why it was so awkward playing that game after Persona is because both of them have that same anime look, and I felt like I was playing the weaker Persona, and I didn't want to go in like that. I wanted to come in non-biased, play the game as is. It's a visual novel, so I mean, it is what it is. So And of course, with Persona, it's just an awesome game all around. So there's a lot of reading, but there's also a lot of gameplay. So with the graphics, there is mild parallels with each other because they both have that visual anime look. And yeah, it's just been a lot of fun. But I also realized when you go a month off, maybe even 2 months, I forget how long it was, but I basically have to relearn the game, and yeah, so that's a little bit of a thing there. Kind of sucks that I picked Danganronpa in order to freaking play that after Persona. So, other than that, I've been doing Remnant. Remnant is really, really good. It's just all around solid gameplay. It really is. Leveling your character, doing all that kind of type of stuff. It's just really awesome. I played with Lucky today, and that was a lot of fun. I think I only streamed like about 5 hours. In that 5 hours, I have an offline character and the one I'm streaming with.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 2 characters. The one that I have off stream, I went through the same location, went to all the dungeons and stuff that's around there. I only came across like small, mediocre. Yeah, there was good loot in there. I had I think in my off-stream playthrough, I found a hunting pistol. It's not really that good because it's one shot. It's a one-shot pistol, and it does like a ton of damage, but I kind of need those shots to kind of fire off quick.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, on stream today, I went through that same area. I had a full-fledged boss fight.
Oh my!
I did not come across in my off-stream playthrough. The entire map is randomized.
That is awesome.
From every aspect. There's areas that could look similar, but once you enter them, it's completely RNG. It just completely randomizes and everything else. And what made things even more interesting is because Lucky joined up on me. He said, "I never been through that area before." And it was entirely new to him. So he jumped in, and apparently he even found an item that apparently he also has at least 2 characters. And in both of his playthroughs, he did not come across what I came across on stream. And even still, there was an item that he found that he wished he could put on his main character. So that's just how RNG it is.
Sounds great.
Yeah, so the loot's randomized, the boss fights are randomized, the dungeons are randomized, everything is completely different. So that's part of the fun of just playing this game multiple times. And because most of the game is in its because most of the foundation is just in the actual gameplay, it's just fun to play. So because of that, it gives you a reason to play it multiple times because you might not get the same thing again. So that's what makes the game really fun and exciting. So, but on an occasion, if you are running multiple characters like me and Lucky, you are going to end up in situations to where it's like, God, I wish I had that on my other build. So,
that always sucks, especially when there's no trade between. Like you find like a really good weapon that's like, oh, this would be great for my other character.
Right.
And then there's times when it's like you can do the loot trade between, but the level's way too high, and it's like, well, I'll never be able to use that with the other guy.
Exactly. So yeah, everything's randomized. You might get some areas that are similar, but the layout could still be different. So it kind of removes a little bit of the meta because, like, if you go through it once, you're anticipating, oh, I'm going to get the same thing.
Hmm.
It's not always like that. So, I mean, there are going to be some story fights that, you know, that's going to not change. That's not going to really do much there. But there are going to be other fights, and it's going to be completely different. And I think there was even a boss that Lucky never came across in both of his playthroughs. So I came across a boss I never came across, and then another boss that apparently Lucky never came across. So that was also
Interesting.
pretty interesting. Hmm.
Yeah, and especially like everything's like kind of like changed around, like the enemies are different. That means also that like grinding an area, you're not guaranteed to, just it's not just like go back, fight the same ads all the time. It's just like
Hmm.
sometimes there'll be bigger ones, maybe there'll be less, maybe there'll be more. I mean, that kind of gets rid
But
of the
mhm.
predictability of grinding, but at the same time, it does make it a lot more interesting.
But the one thing I do need to point out, even though that it is completely randomized, once you get what you get, I'm pretty sure that area stays the same the way it is. So just for any new players, that's the way it works. However, I think in your playthrough you can re-roll if you decide to. I never did it myself, and I at some point I do need to re-roll just to see what happens. I need to see if the map changes entirely or does it reset the entire playthrough altogether. That part I don't know. But I am at some point I got to hit that just to see what happens.
I
So,
imagine it would just be the map, because re-rolling the entire playthrough, that sounds like something like just starting a new game, or I guess that'd be new
mhm.
game plus. So I'd imagine it's the map and not the entire playthrough, but I could be wrong.
So that's one thing that's on the to-do list, but I'll see what happens.
Yeah, I gotta pick that up and play with you and Lucky. How does the leveling like it with level scaling like between like characters? Like if I were to jo like joining in like some lower level character than you joining in with a higher level,
Right.
how is that in this game?
According to what, at least this is what Lucky said because he would know more than I do. Uh, According to him, whoever is the highest ranked character is going to be getting that kind of type of mob to attack. So, if you have a high ranked character and you have a character just starting out, you're probably in for a bad time.
Okay.
So you're gonna need that high level guy to kind of carry the team, so to speak. So
Okay, so it
yeah.
doesn't level scale where say there's like a level 25 is your highest and there's a level 1 in the group. It doesn't have one of
Mhm.
those scaling things where it scales up the level 1 so that they can at least very basically fight the level 25. It's just like
Uh,
you're one,
according to
you're level 1.
Lucky, it scales. According to Lucky, it scales up to the highest rank on your team. So
Okay.
that's according to him. That's what he told me. So
So does I know leveling up it gives you perks in that. Does it what else does
Mhm.
leveling up do? Does it like give you more health? Does it give you more damage, or is it just like a couple little passive or active
they have,
bows?
first of all, some of the skills you actually have to keep doing it to unlock it. I learned today if you smash there's like a bunch of crates in
Hmm.
every single map. There's different kind of types of like just little crates. You can just smash them. They almost look like nothing. As a matter of fact, I even smashed a couple of furniture and still got loot out of it. So
Interesting.
the so yeah, so anything that's breakable, you could get loot out of it. And by collecting that loot, you can upgrade your guns. Your guns and armor work the exact same way. You need iron, and apparently there's different scales of iron. So, like when I first started out, you just needed just basic iron. As you progress, you're gonna start seeing forged iron, and then there's even a different scale of iron after that. I think there's even something like hardened. iron as well. I haven't even came across that kind of type of material yet. But basically, each area would kind of favor more than the other. Obviously, as you progress, you're going to get those different levels of iron. There is a trader at the main base who you can actually buy the materials off of. So if you have a lot of money, you might be able to actually just head over to the trader, and they might have various forms of materials for you, iron or what have you. And those are very useful. So, yeah, obviously, gotta pick up the iron. However, if you have the iron, you still have to use your currency in order to. So, if you have a lot of money but not a whole lot of materials, you still can't upgrade anything if you don't have the proper materials. So, it kind of works in a two-step process to where you need to have the proper amount of money and the materials needed to repair it. So, yeah. As long as you do that, you're kind of good. Same materials are, again, used for both weapons and armor. Also, regardless of what class you go with, make sure that you probably pay attention to the different elemental attacks, because at certain points in the game, you are going to come across various different kind of types of elementals. I'm trying to think of like specific areas. Like there might be an enemy that might do fire damage. So because of that, there might be burning. So you might want to look at your armor, and if it becomes an issue to where you constantly have to keep healing and it feels like it's just not working out, take a look at your armor and maybe try and switch it up. See what kind of type of armor is kind of higher in fire damage. So you might want to equip that when you go in. So you might have to try and mix match armor for certain elemental attacks, but still have that other bit of armor that might do more of like the physical damage and stuff. So
Oh,
it's definitely
okay.
interesting.
A lot of dynamics to it.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Is how's the tutorial? Does it have a good tutorial that helps like settle you into to all of this?
To be honest, actually, somehow I skipped the tutorial on stream and I went through the tutorial off stream. And for the most part, the tutorial is basically the brief setup to the story, kinda. So it's actually, I mean, yeah, they do tell you like what trader does what, they do that, but beyond that, they don't really go into too much detail in terms of mechanics to what I remember. So,
Okay, so it's a learn by doing sort of thing.
yeah. And it's kind of easy to learn. You could pick it up quick. All you just got to do is just know where to go, and especially if you have a friend who kind of played a little bit, they might be able to help you out there as well. So,
Hmm.
yep.
Cool, cool, cool. I've got it installed, so at some point, me, you, and Lucky are gonna have to. Well, I guess I'd have to actually play first and level my
Oh yeah,
character
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah,
So that's why I
yeah.
asked about the level scaling, because I'm like, oh, I could just hop on with you guys, and I can level. Well, if I'm gonna be level 1 and we're going up against things that are at least going to be 10 times my level, probably should do some
Mm-hmm.
some stuff. How many different classes are there? Because I imagine
Uh,
there's like support
yeah.
classes in that, which aren't the best if you're playing like one person, but if you're playing with a group, like having a support character is obviously good.
To be fair, I actually would like to ask Lucky about this. I There are, when you start the game, you have three classes. However, though, I don't know what would happen after you pick a class if anything changes, because to my perspective, from the way it looks, the when you start out, you're essentially given three classes. One is for just kind of more on the damage aspect, that would be your hunter.
Okay.
There's another one that kind of works on health, and then you have essentially your tank. And for the most part, I want to say, I could be wrong on this. So, to be fair, I'm still learning the game, so even I still don't know the answer to this, which is why I would like to ask Lucky. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, I'm pretty sure whatever you pick, that's just your starter. And all that is just going to give you your gear. And depending on what gear you decide to go with, you that's where your essentially your kind of that's where your perks come from, is that's where the class comes from. So basically, I think whatever you pick, it's locked to the gear. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong. But you are given 3 classes at the start. One's for health, I think for you and your team, and one's for crits, another one's your tank. And yeah, so you just kind of pick one and go from there. You do have a trader that does have the other tier classes. So basically, if you decide to go, oh, I want to go with the tank, but then you might at some point, oh, I kind of have a friend, maybe I should work on being a healer. Well, you just go to your trader. They would have all the other classes, and you just gotta pick the gear, just buy it, you're good. So, to
Interesting.
my knowledge, yeah.
That's interesting if it's how you're describing it. So it's kind of more or less it's more of an evolving class system. Like it's like, yeah, you pick what you want to start with, but you can
Oh yeah,
change. Can you
absolutely.
mix match, or is it just like solid you're in Hunter or one of the other three, or is it can you mix, is there like able to mix match armor?
Oh yes, you could easily mix match armor. It's broken down into your headgear, chest piece, and obviously kind of your boots,
Okay.
essentially. So it's broken down to head, torso, legs,
So could you
and
then like
mhm.
if it's connected to armor, can you like have if you did a mix of like two classes, you could have some perks from one class while also having some perks of another class?
Actually, that's exactly what I did today on stream. So basically, I wanted to go with my tank build, but in order, because if you have all 3 pieces, I think it maxes out to plus 30% damage reduction.
Mm-hmm.
So, but on top of that, I didn't like the elemental I had on my chest piece. Now, by taking away the chest piece, I was going through an area that I think had a lot of radiation. So I thought the headgear and the boots, they basically, I think they did like +1 or +2, which was fine because I had nothing better than 2. So that was
Right.
good enough. So that's where essentially the damage reduction, and I think I got around, I think 15% damage reduction. So I could take a little bit more damage, but at the same time, that chest piece, I wanted something that had more for radiation, and that had a +3, and that's exactly what I did. So I was kind of getting like the best of both worlds. I could still get like a 15% damage reduction because my headgear and my boots essentially were 2 pieces of the 3 piece full piece set, but I got rid of the chest piece, got on something that had a little bit. It didn't have the best armor, but I still didn't notice anything because I think basically my boots and headgear was where all of like kind of like the damage was doing. And basically the area just kind of sucked because it's, and apparently Lucky also came across this same area, so I think it's universal. But basically there's this one dungeon at the start, they automatically hit you with some kind of type of curse, and I actually don't know what elemental damage it's doing, because I couldn't find like which one it went to, but it was some kind of type of curse, and the whole point is you got to get to point A to point B without dying. That's the whole bit. And it turns out you could do that dungeon as many times and you could get the same amount of XP every single time you go through it. So that's actually kind of interesting. So if you wanted to grind that particular dungeon for the XP, you could just go in there, get the curse, go from point A to point B, and I think it was something like around 400 XP for each time you do it. So, and I think at the end of it, I ended up getting actually a pretty decent weapon. It is supposed to be the most DPI weapon in the game. It's a beam rifle. It's supposed to be like kind of like an automatic rifle. It gives a consistent beam. The only problem is I kind of feel like I need to upgrade that thing before I could use it. But it's actually pretty damn good. That's actually what I used to take on my first boss today. So, yeah, that was really interesting.
Yeah, I definitely need to at some point get into this game. It sounds interesting. I think Achievement Hunter did one episode in that game, and it looked cool. But I never, outside of that, I never even seen or heard anything about it until until it went free on Epic and you were playing it, and Liv mentioned it, or your Liv, Lucky mentioned it.
It's all good.
Yeah, just got confused. Oh, all these fake names. How can I not keep them straight?
Exactly. My real name is Samoa Joe. That's
Ah.
right. I am not Samoan.
So, I guess we'll circle back to this with any game news that's come out recently. Halo Infinite's been delayed. That has been attributed apparently to the group to 343 or Microsoft. I don't know how the fuck the game industry works anymore. There's so many big boy groups that have all these little boy groups that make all the games and that. Like all those umbrella and branching shit. Anyway, whoever, there was a lot of outsourcing to aspects of Halo Infinite, so apparently that's the reason why it's getting delayed to next year, which is not great for both Infinite and also the new, whatever the highly original name. What's the new Xbox called? It's some basic dumb name. It's the
Xbox X. I want one of those. It's just the Xbox Series X.
Oh, it's the Series X. Yes, the Xbox Series X Electric Boogaloo. Yep. Fuck it. Man, Microsoft's just gotten lazy. Like, you could say like PlayStation, well, they just add a number to it. Yeah, but at the same time, like I'd put more just like dumb laziness into the dumb names they put into the Xbox than just like, hey, it's the PS6, because they just keep adding to the number. And it's like, okay,
Right.
they're adding to the number, but with Xbox, it was the Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox One S, and now it's the Xbox X.
Yep.
Like, what a free, like, ugh. Oh God. I knew it was going downhill when it went the Xbox One S. I'm like, why don't you just call it the Xbox One X? Well, apparently they just skipped a generation. They just got rid of the one. Just called it the X. The X Xbox. Not the XX Xbox, because then that wouldn't be appropriate for anyone. The triple Xbox. Can't do that. But
Well, they already called it the Sex, so I think they could probably get
did
away with
they?
it. because
What?
It's a meme.
Oh.
Everyone's just calling
The sex
because
box.
if you abbreviate series, you might get CE, and then because it ends with X,
The sex box.
X. Xbox sex. That's what. Because if you
Oh,
abbreviate
God.
it, you kind of get SE. So there you go.
Oh my god. Dumb. But, yeah, that's all I can think of at the top of my head for gaming-wise. Or at least gaming news that I care about and care to remember. Have you
Yeah,
heard
nothing on
anything?
my end.
No.
Yeah, it's nothing on my end.
Nothing new on Squadrons either. But I did remember I have a jacket. It's a Star Wars jacket that's made it's a jacket, but it's made to be like an X-wing pilot's flight suit, and it's got a pull-up hood with like it's a flimsy plastic, but it's got basically the goggles and like the hoodies, the helmet, and I remembered I had that, and I'm like, oh my god, I know what I'm wearing when I play Squadrons. I mean, I'd love if I had like an Imperial version, like maybe like a TIE fighter pilot, or if I had something. I'd totally just buy a cosplay like TIE fighter pilot helmet and just wear it while I'm streaming, playing just for the immersion. It's like, man, I really can't see anything out of this, huh? But I don't know if I'll wear that like every time I play Squadrons. Definitely the first episode, I'll wear it. Episode stream. Jeez, my streams are episodic now. Well, with the Ryan Hastings Chronicles. Chronicles? Yeah, Chronicles can be. It's 28. How many? It's been a lot of episodes. A lot of streams we've done in Wild West RP. Which I look back and I'm like, holy shit, I haven't streamed this consistently since university. And also, even then, I still took like a day or two off a week. And I've just been so hooked with RP. I'm just like constantly doing it. I'm just like, oh yeah. Which is weird. It's just so weird. Like it's how I know I'm actually enjoying it, because like even I enjoy streaming, but like if I do too much streaming, I feel kind of burnt out. I need to like, take a little bit of time off, like
Right.
recuperate my strength and that. But I don't know why, but with RP it's just been like when I've taken time off, all I can think about is, man, I wonder what my friends are doing in RP. Like, I wonder what they're doing, just watching streams of people I RP with, and I'm like, man, I wish I was there. Which, I mean, I'm not like, well, I'm not addicted in the sense that like I can't not RP, because I didn't yesterday. Like I could stop anytime I want to. Well, not cold turkey, but like I don't have to, but I have a lot of fun with it. It's like, why not? But I guess might as well move into RP talk right now, because we're on the topic. Wouldn't make sense to not do that. I'm trying to think if there's been any. There's been a lot of character growth, especially between Ryan and his like core friend group and like other friends. Like there's been a lot of trust growth, at least on his part with friends in that. Grace, she got kidnapped. She's kidnapped during the one event. It was so funny because it was the day after I was streaming something. I can't remember what I was doing. Oh no, I was trying to get into the horse race, but I messed up typing in the web address to connect to it, and I got stuck third in queue for an hour, and I was just playing Slay the Spiral that was going on, and person who plays Grace, she was on my she'll be on my stream and like watch and chat, and in chat, and that was like that night, and she was talking with me, and it didn't even occur to me. I it it didn't occur to me that she was there in my chat and not currently at the RP event that was going on. And it wasn't until like the next day when my friend said, "Oh yeah, she got kidnapped." I'm like, "Wait, what?" It's like, "Yeah, she didn't even make it to the event. She got kidnapped before that." And it's in the video where I'm like in character. I'm like, "What?" I'm just like, what?" And freaking obviously not in character, out of character towards Grace and Chad. I'm just like, you do the whole time. Like, oh, it was great because it was such a legitimate surprise. And I'm like, in character, I'm surprised, and out of character, I'm like, why didn't I see this? Like, I know I'm supposed to be surprised in character, but I was totally blindsided. And it was all the writing was on the walls. But I was glad that that surprise hit me so genuinely. Uh, but um, no real. Unfortunately, we haven't had any movement recently with the storyline with Spike and Lorna and her gang. We almost had an interaction with Spike. Unfortunately, it was like when it was that day that Grace got kidnapped, or no, it was the day after when I found out, and I'd messaged Spike. I'm like, hey, I was going to, because he's a private investigator. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna call in a favor. Could you keep an eye out for her? Like maybe find out where she went. But unfortunately, things in Valentine, like, they got really scuffy, and there were two people for sure I knew that I couldn't see. I couldn't see them, and they couldn't see me as well. But like I was visible, and other people were visible. It was just like a lot of shit happened in Valentine all at once that kind of glitched out a couple people, and so it's kind of funny. It's like there's just like people are talking to people that aren't there for me, and then they're talking to me and I'm not there for them. It was just kind of like, oh, well, I mean, a simple relog fixed that. But unfortunately, Spike was one of those people because he messaged me OOC. Unfortunately, he crashed because he's having problems with TeamSpeak, and then Red M just completely crashed for him. And that he talked to me in Valentine. I'm like, oh no, of all the people to be scuffed that I couldn't see or hear, it had to be the one person I wanted to talk to that day. Which that was a pretty heavy stream because we went to the funeral of one of the characters. They were murdered. In character, they were murdered. I want to specify that. They weren't murdered in real life. No, they're very much alive. Um, and I don't remember if we've ever actually talked to him, but we knew him because he was also in the horse racing scene, so we knew him. I don't recall if we actually ever had any conversations with him, but we knew him, and we went to the funeral, and the eulogies were very moving. There was a lot of touching stories, and I'm like, oh god, this is like, it was like super heavy RB. I'm like, whew, this is very emotional, and I hardly knew the character. But yeah, that's like, it's one of those things where it's like sometimes you don't know the impact your like an RP character has. Like it's something to be like when you just RP in that. It's like you see the same people. It's like, oh, that and that and that. But when like one of those funeral comes up in like an RP sense, and you just see how like people are talking about like how these people have like interacted with them and impacted how they've developed in sort of like, well, their character wise, how they've developed because of them. And it gives sort of like, it reminds you of that like living sense of like the world, and that we're all like, it's a community, we're all affecting each other and everything we do. And it's just kind of like it was just really nice and sad at the same time. Like, it sucked. Like, it's I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain like that sort of thing. I don't know if Liv, you've ever like in watching RP seen any of those, like seen any like funeral RP or anything like that or stuff,
No.
but it's I don't know how to explain it. I feel like it's one of those things you just got to be there for it and see it to sort of understand what I'm saying. But that was a that was a hell of a day. Yeah, that day we learned Grace was kidnapped, and that fellow horse racer was, well, actually, I was gonna say we learned they were murdered. We don't know the circumstance. Oh wait, no, actually. No, we do, because there was a private investigator who apparently we talked to the other day, who's like, "Hey, I'm investigating Thaddeus LeBlanc." I'm like, "Well, you're a little late for that. He's dead." It's like, "Yeah, I don't think so. I think he faked his death." And I'm like, uh, it was one of those legit moments where I'm like, I knew exactly how my character would deal with it, and I just went for it because it went like where I just got real serious. I'm like, look, buddy, I was there at the funeral and I saw all the like eulogies that people gave and people talking about how much he affected their lives. And I saw the spreading of his ashes and the emotions on everyone there. You watch your ass talking about this because they're not going. You like, I warned him, like, don't open up these wounds. He's dead. Just leave it be. Like, it was a moment I'm like, yeah, I knew exactly what I wanted to say. I wanted to say that because it's. I'm like, I'm interested. I don't know if we'll probably run into him, and I'll be curious if, I don't know if I'll ever find out how his storyline goes or that, but he's just like, or I'd be interested to see how it came around as to why this character thinks this way, because I'm, as far as I know out of character, that character's legit dead. As far as I know out of character. And in character, I 100% think he's dead. But, it's just sort of, interesting. Like, I personally, out of character and in character, I don't think he faked his own death. I don't think so. I really doubt, especially after seeing, like, the eulogy and that given, it'd be a real dick thing to do. Fake your death and not tell your best friends about it. I mean, I guess maybe if you fake your death, you really can't tell people about it, but I don't know. I just feel like if it was like just from like a story, just from a pure objective story perspective, to sort of just like, oh yeah, all that happened, it was beautiful, lovely. Oh, the guy actually wasn't dead. Kind of kind of takes away from it, if you know what I mean. Or just kind of like, oh, he's not actually dead. Just sort of, it takes away from that the impact of what happened. But trying to think anything else. I don't know. Nothing really specific to say. Well, I guess I could talk about we've been having a lot of server problems, and by server problems, I mean assholes who are apparently don't like us RPing. There was like an actual in-server like RDM's random deathmatch, which is like a term I know that's outside of RP. It's sort of like a well, no, I think the first time I heard RDM sort of around like with Gmod and Achievement Hunter, or maybe it was in RP. I don't know. Hey, Lucky, podcast's doing well. But there was a cross like all 4 servers apparently. Like this group of people got themselves whitelisted and then like just started shooting people randomly in server. And that was and saying the N-word too, shouting that as well. That was a great day. I wasn't on for I wasn't RBing that day that happened, but I obviously heard about it because obviously it was all over the, people were talking about it because it happened. So that happened, I don't know, week a bit ago, or maybe more. I don't know. I don't recall off the top of my head, but there was that, and as of recently, actually it was more than a week ago at this point. We've been getting DDoSed heavily for the past. Well, according to them, we've always been getting DDoS, but recently it's gotten to the point where it started crashing the servers, and we moved to a better server. It's more expensive to maintain. However, with the new server, the people who like run it, the admins can actually work with them because they'll actually work with, our admin team and work to resolve the problems, unlike the other group that didn't so much. We also have better protection from that, but still getting attacked. And for transparency, the staff has revealed that, hey, these people who are DDoSing us have sent out message. Basically, they're ransom attacking the server, where they're like, hey, you pay us and we'll stop attacking the server, which we are. Obviously, there's only one response to that, and it's you don't pay them, because if you pay them, they're not going to go away. They'll just keep extorting you. Is the thing, which it just sucks that it's happening, because we just want to have fun and do this stuff, and then there's just these people who are like, they just want to ruin it, and I hope they waste like a lot of time and money, because we're not giving in to their demands, which it just really sucks. And I'm hoping it's not terrible tonight. Like the staff team has been absolutely incredible. Like I remember one of the nights, was when I was RPing on that night, and the attacks were so bad, but the staff just kept rebooting the servers. They kept talking with us. They kept trying to make sure things were going, and it just showed like our staff team is so great. Like even at its worst, and it just seemed Like that the only logical thing would have been to shut down the servers and just wait. They just kept trying because they just kept trying to keep the servers up, to keep people in them, to keep getting things done. And they've just been absolutely fantastic. Like big shout out to the Wild West RP, like the admins and the staff and the developers for being so on top of this and doing everything in their power just to keep the servers up so we can just have so we can just goof off in in Red Dead and have fun. It's it's sad that this happened, but at the same time, it's really it's like in times like these that you see like what people are really made of, and it's just shown how dedicated and amazing the people running Wild West RP are. Because even with all of this just shit hitting the fan, they've stayed on top of it, and hopefully tonight it's not bad. The last time I was playing, it hit bad, and I wasn't able to get back on, which sucked, because there was some more RP I wanted to get done later that night. But, you know, what can you do? But there's going to be horse race going on. I think it's at 10. So I do like the horse racing. I'm going to watch because this one is the Guarma International. I think the prize pool's like $2,000, like 1,000 for first place, 750 for second, like 500 for third. Where they've invited everyone who has won a race, like all the first placers who've won a race since it started, to take part in this big, like it's a huge track, and they're doing a lot of laps, so it's going to be a really intense and like big race. So I'm hoping, for like the sake of, because I'm like a little bit OC friends, and well, more acquaintances, I guess, of the people, like in character friends and out of character acquaintances for the people who run the horse racing stuff. And I'm just hoping, like, for everyone involved in it, for the people who are setting it up, I just hope that it goes off without too many hitches, because I can't imagine, like, these are like some of the best horse racers that well, obviously the best horse racers that have come out of all of this, all these races, and it's going to be the most intense and hardest track we've ever done with the horse races. So it's going to be fun. It's also going to be the first ever horse race that Ryan's watched, because I participated in all of them. But this will be the one I watch, which hopefully, one, I get in, two, the servers stay up. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on in RP. Hopefully, at some point, we'll be able to get we'll be able to find a way to effectively counter the DDoS attacks, or eventually the people doing the attacks will get bored, or it'll become too expensive and labor intensive to maintain their consistent attacks. But yeah, that's what's going on in RP.
Damn. I had no idea that there was like freaking DDoS going on.
Yeah, it's been rough, but like I said, like the admins and that have been absolutely beautiful. They've even when the servers are down, they've even in the Wild West Discord, they've made new channels. They'll make open voice channels so we can just talk to each other. It's like, hey, go make friends while we're trying to figure this out. All right, see you, Lucky. I saw you loading up Remnant.
Nice.
Nice. Oh, we'll do Lucky. We'll do three person remnant at some point. I'll actually have to play and level up. But yeah, it sucks that this stuff's going on, but we have a lovely community, a lot of dedicated people, and just a lot of supportive people. We'll pull through it. I have no doubt we'll pull through it. A trio stream. I don't. Have we ever trio streamed? I'm trying to think of a time.
I don't think we did.
I don't think we've ever trio streamed with.
I would be totally down for that.
I think all three of us have played games together, but I don't
Yeah.
think all of us were streaming at the same time.
Not in the same game, I don't think.
No. No, I don't think we
I
ever
think-
have.
I think there has been a few times on, like, we tried back when Twitch together was a thing. I think we have played games all at the same time, but I'm pretty sure we were playing different games. I don't think we were all in the same game. And only like a few of us actually paired up, I think.
Yeah, I don't think we've all been playing the same game at the same time and streaming it too.
Yeah.
Actually, that mean the only three
I'm
person.
totally down.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
We just need a day.
Yeah, just
That's all we need.
we just need a day. I guess. Oh, I should probably mention it now. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but I gave a sneak peek. It was on the podcast. I gave a sneak peek of Ryan Hastings, right? Right?
Maybe?
Yes. So this character, I don't know when we're gonna be implementing him, but Grace, she's making an apprentice character to complement them. Unfortunately, this will be a little lost than you live because you haven't watched Star Wars. But I'm making a character. He's Steve Palpatine, as opposed to Sheev Palpatine. And yes, no, Steve is not short for Steven. So that's sort of like a new character who's like going to be kind of based off of Palpatine, but not like fully because I can't the Force isn't a real thing. But he's into the occult and sort of like believes in like natural magic and that kind of shit. So he kind of believes in that kind of thing. It's obviously not real. It's all mostly in his head. But he kind of believes in that like natural energy and like unlocking true potential in oneself, though really only for himself and an apprentice, which is sort of like the person Grace is going to be as my apprentice. And we're what on paper sort of the aims of the characters kind of to make him like Palpatine, where he's going to be like on the public face, he's like a great guy, everyone likes him, and he's doing good for the world, but like in the shadows, he's actually in charge. He's actually orchestrating like horrible shit that he's going to fix in like, oh, I'm going to stir up this criminal group, and then his public face he'll fix the criminal group. And it's like, look at that, I fixed this. But he also caused it in the first place. So, something kind of like that. It's going to be interesting to see how it's going to work out in practice, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I mean, Grace needs to like get in a Discord call and sort of work out a couple things, and also like better connect our characters and work out our backstories and that stuff. But I don't know, maybe in a week or so we'll have episode 1 of Steve Palpatine. Almost said Sheev Palpatine. That'll be awkward. I'm Sheev Palpatine. Nope, that's accidentally say Sheev. I've also been trying to work on my Emperor Palpatine impression too. At least trying to make it a bit better, but also like endurance wise. I've been I've been I've been reading his Declaration of the Empire speech from the novelization of episode 6 or episode 3, mind you. That's a 6 minute long speech. Well, 5.5 minutes, 5.5, 6 minute long speech that I try and do in his voice, and I'm kind of trying to do that to get a little bit better at the voice, but also like endurance wise. I'll need to think a little more into it, like if I'm going to use the voice all the time or some of the time. But there's still things to work out. But that's a character that I've been thinking of jokingly doing, and then I mentioned it in the to my RP friends. I'm like, hey, I've been thinking of doing this character, and they're like, dude, you should totally do that. That'll be awesome. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, time to get a pen and paper. Okay, but it's a little bit of a sneak preview, I guess, of I don't remember how much of a sneak. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Sneak preview I gave with Ryan. Actually, I think I may have read his whole biography. The little biography I gave from. Maybe I did. Oh well. If you hear random music all of a sudden, it's because in 4 minutes I'll be opening up Red M so I can get in queue. So I can actually get in. So yeah, you want to move on to clips right now?
Sure. Just gotta pull up my thing here.
Ooh, that's one clip. Okay. Didn't grab clips, but I think I've got some from my channel.
Taken for a walk.
Here's mine.
Okay. Oh, you got a Milton. Milton.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's probably when he was doing Whistleblower. I didn't see Whistleblower. I saw most of his
Outlast.
Outlast.
Oh, well.
Oh yeah, the Uwu song. Oh god. Aya aya. Ooh woo. And your Twitch chat going. Ooh woo. Ooh woo. Ooh woo. Aya aya. I'm gonna have to. Oh right, I lowered the volume on Twitch. Let me just get all the links. I only have one from another channel, but I think I can grab some that are from my channel, because I think I've got a couple good ones. Maybe? Oh, I've definitely got one. I've got one good one. Actually, two. Two good ones. Let me try and multitask here while I try and open up my applications and make sure I'm ready to connect to the server while I also try and find my clips. I'm gonna have to scroll into my stream clips. That one, copy. This one, there it is. Oh, why is my mouse gone? That's weird. My mouse was missing for a second, or my cursor, I should say. My mouse wasn't missing because I was holding on to it. That's good. Just go ahead and quickly copy paste this, and then I can go back to here so you can actually see us, and open that, and then window. Where? Okay, so that's a different one. Isn't it? Oh, it's window capture 2. That's it. I was trying to remember what it was for. Also, if you hear any computer noises going, like window computer noises, it's me.
Might want to move those blocks over the screen
Oh,
there.
yeah. Well, actually, what I could do is prioritize this to the top. That makes it easier. Ooh, I'm cutting this close. What? Where did my red M go? Excuse me? Oh no. Did my antivirus delete it? There's been a weird thing where my antivirus will sometimes delete red M for some reason. Crap. Where would I... Shit. Oh no. Is it just gone complete? Oh my god, are you serious? Hold on. This item does not exist. It is either moved or no longer works properly. Aw, no. Did it delete it? I'm trying to... Hold on. I'm not accidentally showing any of this, am I? No. Okay. Alright, apparently my red M's no longer on my computer. What the fuck? What? Well, shit. Well, I guess I could play the clips while I'm frantically searching for what the hell happened to my, to it. Here's first clip. This is from my stream. Really speaks for itself. So I'll just play it. It would speak for itself if I unmuted it. If I unmuted Twitch. There we go. Oh. Well, this one's I'll play this one first because it's first in the list. This is from a RPR, Wild West RPR I occasionally watch. Really just speaks for itself. So I'll just play it. All right, 3, 2, 1, play.
Taking for a walk. Nah. I'll take you for a walk, all right. Free me. Thomas! Please! Get off me! Uh-oh. Don't tell Dawn. Don't fucking tell Dawn, Thomas. Don't tell Dawn.
That was awkward. I accidentally opened a web browser there.
Yeah, that was. I was kind of about to say.
Oops. I was trying to do something and accidentally opened a web browser. Anyway, it was just dumb fun accident. Like if you get into like horseplay there, if you're not like immediately on Oh wait, no, he pulls out his gun. That's what happens. But there's also a thing where you'll choke the person when you're like you go to grapple them and you'll choke them out, and the other person's not right on top of like fighting you off, you will choke them out. If you don't either you don't immediately get off them or they don't immediately hit you, you will choke them out. So a lot of funny things happen with that. This one's me, and it speaks for itself. So I'll have that go while I'm still looking.
I need a volunteer, though. Oh, thank
Why the hell's the speed 2 times on this? Excuse me? Okay. Now we go.
I can read you another poem I read at the talent show. I need a volunteer, though. Oh, thanks for volunteering, Mr. Ryan.
Oh, you know, I'm always happy to be forced to volunteer.
Oh, don't worry. You just gotta stand there. I just need someone to tell this poem to. All right. I want to beat your face in with a revolver. I want to grab one of those high-end fashion mannequins and Sandy and bash your rib cage in. I want to sharpen 50 pencils, bind them with a rubber band, stick the lead-ins in your mouth, and punch the erasers.
Oh my
I want to strap you to a wagon, ram the wagon off into a tree, throw it off of a cliff, send it into the ocean, watch it sink to the bottom so I can watch you drown to death. I want you to somehow survive a terrible wagon crash, but then not survive a small wagon bump on the way back from the doctors. Thanks, Mr. Ryan. That poem's called Dad.
Oh my.
I think I need a minute. Hold on.
I can't breathe.
Is that not working on stream? Oh, it wasn't working on stream, but I guess you don't need to... Okay, there, it should be working now. That's weird. That's not entirely over. I have a little bit of a meltdown.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan just hit the floor.
I hope he's alright. I think you made him cry.
No, it wasn't about him.
Maybe it made him feel like it was.
Oh, I'm good, I'm good.
It gave you bad memories.
I'm fine.
He grew up with the
I'm fine.
rough
Ryan,
dad.
are you okay? Do you
Yeah, I'm
need a
fine.
hug? Do you need a hug or some shit?
I'm good, I'm good.
Oh my.
There once.
Oh, that was so good.
It was so legitimately caught me off. I was just like, oh my god. I couldn't. I could not. On the front of me trying to figure out what happened to my Red M. No idea. I'm going to have to completely reinstall it. Yep. I guess I'm not getting in tonight. Probably not getting in tonight. But I'm going to have to start installing it. I'm going to have to take the stream down for that. Because otherwise it's just going to strangle the internet. Anyway, let's get on to the lives. This one's Milton doing Outlast. Let's start. 3, 2, 1.
Ooh, woo. This streamer likes it when we ooh, woo. So let's ooh, woo, ah, yeah, ooh.
Chat is moving so fast. No one will notice I will.
Oh my god! Ooh, fucking shit! Oh god, let me fucking out! Oh no! Oh god! Fuck! Ooh, woo. Type yeah, ooh, woo in the Twitch chat. Ooh, woo, yeah, ooh. Woo, woo, woo. Well, that was probably the worst thing that's ever happened on this channel. Every time I think that we have the worst experience possible. Oh, well.
I just thought it was so funny, the contrast of this upbeat song
Yeah.
compared to him just freaking out is just hilarious.
It's fucking great.
I just love this next clip. It's from me, and just something about just falling in slow motion is just hilarious.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Well, we've been down this road. Oh, it's even worse. We lived. Oh, hey, here's my car. Oh man. Okay, it's official. I lost my mind already, and we are just like what, 1 hour into the stream.
Oh my god, I love that car in GTA 4. You could legitimately drive on the other side of the road and just be like a freaking monster truck. It's hilarious.
Car physics in GTA 4 were a thing. Alright, this one's Silent Century. Alrighty. 3, 2, 1, go.
Next time you come, make sure you have your teeth out. I was getting all hot and bothered. I'll give you a call in a bit.
Well, I can take him out.
Well, yeah, that's true. You got that? Ain't you got
I mean,
that?
I can do it right now.
I thought you had that
Here,
that
hold on.
blue shit in there. Keeps them in.
I got him out.
Oh shit, yeah. How long you gonna have them out for?
How much longer you want?
What you gonna do with them gums, girl?
I can do a lot with my gum.
You're damn right you can. I know what you can do with them gums. All right. Hey, you know what? Hey, send me a picture of them gums.
How do I do that?
Just give me a picture of you without the teeth in. All right. I need it for later.
My whole on camera.
Just come on. All right. Okay, you don't. Just send me something. Dear God, I've been working all day, girl. I'm pent up.
Okay.
All right, I gotta go. These cops are waiting on me.
All right.
All right, later.
Jesus Christ. Sorry about that, sister-in-law. Family shit, family troubles. Apparently Meemaw's in the hospital. All right, so...
I love the finish after.
Yep.
Hey, take out those teeth. Take out those teeth. Yeah, Mima just had a fall and she's in the hospital. We gotta go.
Oh god. Oh
Oh,
god.
it's good stuff.
Silent Sentry's great.
He is. He really is.
Sorry. Still trying to find it, but I have a feeling it happened before I reset my PC, so it wouldn't have it saved.
Perfect. Okay,
Lovely.
now this next one is actually kind of funny. So he's just playing. I think if you remember the last podcast, he was messing around with some guys. I think this was from the same session. So he's basically doing his character that you just saw play.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay, that's all you have to say on that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that just kind of stopped, and I was like, is that all? Alright. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, ski, ski, goddamn. Oh, ski, ski, motherfucker. Oh, ski, ski, goddamn. Sorty fresh, so clean. Got that bitch working like a washing machine, like a dime. Can't spank it this time. Done went to the club about 50 damn times. From the window to the wall, till the sweat drops down my balls. All these bitches crawl. Oh, ski, ski, motherfucker. Oh, ski, ski, goddamn.
You might get kicked, my dude.
No, not anymore. It's fine. Thank you. That was for you. Thank you, the four of you, for coming out tonight. Appreciate y'all. Y'all gonna carry me to Plat too.
That was fucking beautiful.
He has a guitar, and sometimes he breaks it out because I think he RPs, and his character is supposed to do like kind of like a one-man show kind of type of thing. To be honest, I actually thought that clip got nuked. I'm so glad it didn't. This one I also thought got nuked. It kind of
click. Yep. Oh god, the window.
No.
Fuck.
Okay.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Fuck! Wait. No. Okay. Laura Bulch? Ah! Fuck, man! How did you not? I'm too fucking tired of this shit. I'm hungry, I gotta eat.
Oh my god.
The weirdest way to hitchhike in RP.
Excuse me. Wait. What? I found it. What the shit?
Oh.
It opened. Holy shit, Red M opened. I was just like, it stopped, and then all of a sudden I heard the Red M music, and I'm like, what? Okay. I'm connecting. I'm 9 in queue. I have no idea how full the server is. I'm probably not going to get in. But hey. Okay. That's weird. So it exists somewhere on my computer, but apparently all my links are broken. All my... okay. Yeah. Cool. Nice. That's weird. That is, huh. So just try and ignore that music that's in the background. 8 in queue. Oh, man. So close. But, shit. If only I could have accidentally done that, you know, when restart happened. Or, you know, it actually worked. That's so fucking stupid. Of course, it's always something. And this time it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault, I swear. It just didn't exist, and now it apparently does exist. Damn. Damn. So I guess we now move on to, we'll finish up with Artist of the Week.
Alrighty.
So this week, I'm 99% sure I haven't done Aerosmith before.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you would have said something if it's like, hey, Dark, you already did this one. I'm like, oh, shit, well, you know. Oops. Pick a new one, then. Aerosmith, you know, classic. They're like, I'd say they're a classic, like, rock band. I think what are the songs I picked? Where's my notes? Dream On, Dude Looks Like a Lady, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, Walk This Way, all classic Aerosmith songs. I mean, Dude Looks Like a Lady, anyone who's watched Mrs. Doubtfire knows that one. Walk This Way is just like, I'd say that's probably one of their biggest ones, wouldn't you?
It is.
It is? Okay. I was gonna say, like, I'm pretty sure that's their biggest one. That's a fun song. Yeah, Aerosmith, they're, let me load up a Wikipedia page so I can talk out of my ass. Aerosmith. Because unlike Liv, I don't have shit tons of knowledge offhand about this kind of stuff. Baron rock band formed in Boston in the 70s, or in 70. Sometimes referred to as America's greatest rock and roll band. Yeah, they're pretty good. Hard rock, blues rock, rock and roll, glam metal. Is rock and roll really a genre? I thought rock and roll was just sort of like a... I guess it is a genre. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, what would I thought rock and roll was just like something you added on to saying rock? Or like
basically what I would take if someone's actually going to classify rock and roll as an actual genre, I would take it that it's basically rockabilly. At least in my opinion.
Or like Elvis maybe. Maybe?
Which is rockabilly.
Okay. I'm just trying to see if there's any other interesting facts. Biggest hit single. Their biggest hit singles were Dude Looks Like a Lady, Angel, Ragdoll, Love is an Elevator, Janie's Got a Gun. Oh, I know that one. What It Takes, Living on the Edge. Yeah, Crying, Crazy. Band also had pop culture phenomenon, pop music, appeared in television, films, video games. 1998, they achieved their first number one hit with I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. Cool. Oh. I guess Walk This Way is like not their biggest thing, I guess. Huh. I would have thought it would.
Well, there's a little bit of a story behind that. I'll get to it.
I was gonna ask, hey Liv, you seem to know more about literally everything than I do with artists. How about you take this over? Welcome to Liv.
Well, okay. Well, first of all, I guess I should point this out. I'm actually not that really big into Aerosmith. I never really was. I don't really listen to any of their songs, but I still know a thing or two about Aerosmith. Aerosmith, as I understand it, they had drug issues that basically plagued the band for years and years, and they were always good, but they were never great, as I understood it. And a rap group from the 80s and early 90s, Run DMC actually did a collaboration with Aerosmith, and they picked Walk This Way. And essentially, around this time, I think, is it Steven Tyler, I think is his name? I think he's the lead singer. He's kind of like well known for going in and out of rehab, and basically,
Steve Tyler.
And basically, he there was people that was basically they were kind of needing him to just strike when the iron is hot, because what was going on is what they captured was people that was already fans of the genre, and by doing this rap rock thing with Run DMC, they basically had new eyes essentially come to the product, and they could have done something more, and they had Walk This Way that basically, like, people heard it, they actually liked it, and so it was all with the drug issues. They were going in and out of rehab. I thought it was just Steven Tyler, but I think it's actually the entire band almost. But that's actually what really helped push them to superstardom, was the help of Run DMC. And it was because of that they became kind of well known to the band that they are today. Because before that, they always struggled to like get a single. And so basically it was after the fact, that's when people started looking into like kind of like their classic stuff, and that's when they started taking off. So that's actually the only little tidbit that I actually know of Aerosmith. But yeah, I will say they are classic bands, and I could see why some people will like them. It's kind of obvious, but yeah, it was never really my kind of type of band, sadly. Other than that, I kind of got nothing.
Oh, apparently there's an upcoming 16th album for the band, apparently. Maybe. I don't know. Anything in this year is sort of up for grabs. It's like, we're going to do stuff this year. No, you're not.
Right.
Also, on an unrelated note, I'm freaking annoyed as hell. I'm currently sitting at 2 out of 2. Which means the servers... I missed getting into the server by 2 people. So I 100%, if it hadn't have fucked up, I would have got in. Oh no. I've got an hour to get into the... For 2 people to leave the server so I can get in, but... With such a big event happening, the chances of that are very small. So, fuck's sake, I don't know what went wrong. Like, just all of a sudden the shortcuts are like, yeah, this doesn't exist, but then it did exist. Oh well. Anyway, Liv, you picked
Deep Purple. That was my band I went for this week, Deep Purple. And Deep Purple, the thing about them, they're the most influential band in history. This band has stretched across continents. They've been to multiple different countries, not just North America and Europe. They also been to Japan. I think one of their most well-known songs is actually My Little Woman from Tokyo, I think was the name of the song. But anyway, but yeah, this band is really, really, really good. They're legends. I really can't speak any more highly of them. They're just really, really good. And just to show, like, I'm actually kind of glad that Dark actually went with Aerosmith, because this is actually relevant. My favorite band of all time, Motorhead, they were influenced by Deep Purple. Metallica, Van Halen, Pantera, Queen, Alice in Chains, Europe, Rush, Aerosmith, Red Hot Chili Peppers. The list goes on and on. So, like, Lars himself had said that at the age of 9 years old, the only band he only listened to was Deep Purple. Eddie Van Halen, he had a guitar named Burn after one of their songs. And if someone were to say, well, give me a name that isn't 20 plus years old. Well, here's one. Wagaki Band. Wagaki Band is actually a band that I actually discovered by doing this podcast. And that's actually really awesome. Their drummer, his name is Corona. He was on the traditional Japanese drum set. He himself, I actually didn't know this. I discovered it recently. Their first tour in the US, it was called Deep Impact. And a journalist actually spoke with the band, 3 members. Corona was one of them. And he said he liked all things hard rock and heavy metal. And the one band I did catch by name was Deep Purple. So at the very least, at least somebody from that band actually was inspired by Deep Purple. And by the way, Wagaki Band actually does have a new album coming out this year. They already have one song up, but I guess it's going to be like a slow process. They're probably still making the album, so on and so forth. But yeah, that's actually really kind of interesting. But yeah, and there's no way I could not talk about Deep Purple without talking about Smoke on the Water. So I guess I gotta say, Dark, did you actually know that the song Smoke on the Water is actually a autobiography of how the band made that album?
No, I did not know that.
So, in the lyrics, everything that I'm about to tell you is 100% in the song. All you just gotta do is just look up the lyrics. So, what ended up happening was, the thing about Deep Purple is they do a lot of tours. They were actually in between tours, and they decided, let's go ahead and cut an album. So they only had a few months, and they decided to get a mobile studio, and it was actually owned by the Rolling Stones. And it was the technical side. It was the soundboard and like the mixer board, all that stuff. And even though they don't have like a sound booth, so they had to improvise, and they actually scheduled a particular location. It was actually a casino, and it all took place in the town of Montreux, Switzerland. And right there on the shoreline of what is it? I'm drawing a blank on the name. It was the crap. I forgot the name. I completely forgot the name. Yeah, I completely forgot the name. But anyway, there's a lake it's actually mentioned in the song. It's probably gonna come to me, but I'll move on. But there's a lake, and there is the Montreux Casino. By the way, I might be pronouncing that town wrong, but anyway, roll with it. So the band had the casino, and what ended up happening was they couldn't play at the show. They couldn't play at the casino immediately. The casino had like a theater that sit like 3,000 people, and they had before Deep Purple could actually go in and record their album, they actually had to wait for Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention. So basically, they did a concert, and they had to wait for their concert to finish. And when they leave, Deep Purple could come in, and they could kind of use the theater as kind of like a makeshift kind of type of like sound booth, and they could go ahead and cut their album. And then they'll run some cables out to the truck where their soundboards all located, and they would cut the album like that. Well, at the concert, someone with a flare gun fired off a shot, and it set the entire place on fire. Deep Purple had a manager. He was actually the one, I think, that actually booked the casino for them. So he was like kind of like the trip manager. You could say a tour, but it wasn't really a tour at the time. They were just kind of cutting an album. But anyway, so the whole entire place burned down. The guy's name was Claude Nobbs. Claude Nobbs actually, while everyone was running away from the flames, he was running towards it, and he was actually pulling people out. And so the whole place burnt down. I always heard this story that Deep Purple saw the casino burn down, and they saw the smoke from the casino actually hover over the lake nearby. I'm still drawing a blank on that name. I had it earlier, but I completely forgot now. But yeah. So the place burnt down. Their guitarist, his name is Roger Glover is his name. A few days after the fire, he ended up get some sleep, and then one day he just woke up, and in his own words, he was like, I was half asleep, half awake, and I just happened to say the words while I was like in this between state, smoke on the water. And he woke up after that realizing, did I just say something out loud when no one else is in the room? So he kind of kept that in his memory, and then when he met up with the band, he brought that up. Why don't we do a song, Smoke on the Water? So they just had a song title, and they just kind of slipped it in the back pocket. We'll see what we'll do with it. And then, so the place burnt down. They had to get a new place. It was a place called the Pavilion. So they set up shop, and everything looked like it was going good. And then all of a sudden, everything's looking fine. The band's recording, everything's going well. Then the police show up, because apparently, even at a goddamn theater, all of a sudden, people are saying there's too much racket going on. Cut it out. So then the police come in and have to shut things down. Roadies for Deep Purple actually started barricading the doors so the police couldn't come in. Sure enough, police came in. try as they might, police came in, shut things down. So they had to start over from scratch. So then they decided, well, we got to go elsewhere. And then they went to a Grand Hotel. It was nearly empty. And so basically they just set up shop. If it was still running, they basically just bought out like an entire wing and stuff, or the entire hotel. So, and that's basically where they cut the entire album. They did it at a Grand Hotel, and they were using the hallways and stairwells as a makeshift recording studio. And the whole time they're running cables out to the truck, and that's how they recorded it. And if you listen to the song, everything I just said, the name of the lake, the name of the town, they mention a gambling house. A gambling house is supposed to be a reference to the casino. They mention some guy, some stupid with a flare gun. Like, they mention everything. And they, like, I just thought that was kind of interesting. I knew about Frank Zappa and the Mothers playing at the show, and like Deep Purple saw that and they just kind of used it for a song. But I actually did not know that for detail, they almost went into everything. Because they were in Switzerland, there's even a portion of the song that says Swiss time is running out. That was like a reference to their in-between tours, and they're out of time. Tight deadline and all. So, and the one thing that the song does not mention is every song was cut at the Grand Hotel except for one, Smoke on the Water. That was actually recorded at the Pavilion. While the roadies were holding off the police, that was actually where they recorded at least for the instruments, because Richie Blackmore, he actually came in around the time to when the guy had the dream and you said Smoke on the Water out loud. He actually came up with this riff, and it ended up being Smoke on the Water. He actually went to some friends of the band. He played it for them, and some people have said that, at least to those people that he played it to, he said that they came back to him saying that, the song is actually not that good. It's too it's too simplistic. It's just too simple. And when I hear that, my first thought that comes to my mind is actually something from somebody else that I know, Jim Johnson, and he might be a future artist of the week. I would say less is more. But anyway, I just thought that was kind of interesting. So, but yeah, that's my little tidbit that I kind of know about Smoke on the Water, know about Deep Purple. And again, really great band. I absolutely love them. So hope you guys give them a chance. Listen to them yourself. All up on my YouTube, so if you guys want to check them out. But yeah, they're a great band. I was tempted to use my fifth song on them, but yeah, I decided to pass. But yeah. So how is the queue looking over there?
I am 1 in queue. I am
Nice.
1 in queue, and I'm trying to figure out where the hell my file is for this so I can redo my my quick tab thing, like the shortcut. But I honestly, I didn't know the band name was not familiar to me, but the songs were. I immediately recognized the music, but the band name, I was just like, I know this music. But
yep.
Yeah. What were the two? I was like, oh yeah, Highway Star. I didn't recognize the name, but I recognized the lyrics. I'm like, oh, I know this song. And Smoke on the Water, yeah, I know both of those. I was like, oh, so that's the name of the band.
Right.
Yeah, good band.
Yeah, it's just one of those things to where I know I had that before, to where it's like I either know the song or I know the band, and it's like I've been there to where that happens. I
Yeah.
had something else I was going to say, but I completely forgot what it was.
Oh God. Oh no. That's no good. Yeah, I can't think of anything else to say. You have anything you want to say, like what's gonna be going on stream-wise or whatnot with you?
Sure. Probably going to be doing some more Danganronpa. That's going to be awesome. Going to be looking forward to that. And probably going to be doing that on Wednesday. But tomorrow I'm going to be doing some Yakuza 0. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think I'm almost done with everything in terms of side content in my Yakuza playthrough, and I might be going through main story, I think. So there's probably a few side stories I probably could do, but for the most part, I'm almost kind of ready to just kind of grind main story for a little bit. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, did you you didn't finish your true playthrough, true end playthrough of Persona 4, did you? Because I know you were doing that off stream.
It's one of those things to where, again, kind of going back to what I was saying about Danganronpa and Persona just kind of feeling like the same game. And I think sometime this week, I'm probably going to take another chance and try out my true ending again. I'm doing that entirely off stream. But once I get to the end, then I'm gonna do all the new stuff that I didn't do in my original playthrough, and kind of almost do a watch party of it. I'll just have a video player, just kind of play all the scenes that kind of happen and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm still working through. I'm currently in the. I think I'm out of the Void Dungeon. And I'm now. Wait, where the hell am I? Oh, right. We're getting a new teammate, is what we're doing now. I finished the Void Dungeon, and I'm about to get another dungeon. So I kind of stopped just because of reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I'm still working on that true ending. Just kind of held back because Danganronpa, and I really want to not have an opinion on Danganronpa just because of Persona. So I really want to go into it non-biased, not have because it's a good game by itself. It's just so different than what Persona is, but I also know I'm still kind of early game with that, so it's, yeah. But yeah, that's the whole reason why I just kind of stayed away from Persona, at least for kind of last week, I believe. But yeah, I kind of stayed away from it just so that way I don't get those vibes, and I was able to really enjoy. I actually went 9 hours in my last Danganronpa stream, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So hopefully all is well. At some point, I do need to see if I could go back to Persona again.
Yeah.
So that way I could kind of make progress on that off stream while everything else. So
yeah, right.
It's been a lot of fun.
You know what I just realized? I finished the Red Dead campaign between podcasts.
Yeah, I was actually gonna ask, how come you didn't put that in today's
I forgot.
podcast today?
I forgot. I literally forgot. Hey, I gotta
It's
wait.
a good story.
I know. We can. You want to make? I've got time. I'm in queue.
Okay, to be fair, I was actually gonna, if you were going to do it, I was gonna say, could we please have like some kind of type of banner up on the screen so that way people know that it is spoiler, it's a spoiler cast. So, I actually realized I didn't do that for my own spoiler cast. So, but I did put it in the title. So, I mean, I wasn't that bad.
Spoiler. SPOILER? Spoiler?
I believe so. But yeah, I was gonna tell you, try and make sure to just put something on the screen to make sure that it says spoiler cast. I was gonna say probably go into your OBS, you could do a text file, I think, and it would just be, you could just type in anything that you want and place it anywhere. Just so that way people would know. But yeah, we could totally do that next podcast if you want. We could totally do it.
Yeah, sure. Off green. There. Okay. There. Already are 2 spoilers. Can't wait not to use that.
But yeah, I was gonna bring that up, but it was one of those things to where it's maybe there was something.
Oh, I'm loading
I don't
in.
know.
Okay. Oh, I'm in.
Oh damn.
I'm in.
We in.
I need to go to the washroom too. Oh God. That's fine. I'm in. But okay. Yeah, we'll just do that. We'll do that next time. We'll dedicate. It'll be a very Red Dead dedicated one because I'd absolutely 100% love to talk about the story. The story was amazing. I loved it so much.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, so we'll do that next time. Until then, I will be doing more. We'll be doing more Resident Evil 7 because still got to do speed run and maybe harder difficulties and that kind of stuff. I'm not going to get any more of the DLCs. At least I don't think I am. I played the one free one. I don't know if I'll get any of the paid ones. They're just kind of and I only get them for completion. But I don't think Resident Evil 7 will be one of the Resident Evils I complete. I don't know. Maybe at some point in the future I will. But definitely another stream of Resident Evil 7 where we try and do the speed run and some stuff. But a lot of Red Dead RP. And hopefully we can have that. Also, Remnant. Remnant will be coming up sometime. But Red Dead, hopefully, fingers crossed, we get our, we find out a way to mitigate the DDoS, or at the very least, the people just, it's no longer worth their time to do it, because they've been doing it freaking consistently for the past week, 2 weeks. So, fingers crossed that gets fixed and sorted. But yeah. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching the podcast. I'm giving Liv a hard area to cut for the YouTube video. Right here.
All right.
So yeah. Bye, everyone, and thank you for being here. Bye.